Hey, what's up YouTube? King James here. Now that Season 2 is in full swing, I wanted to bring you an updated M16 loadout. My original loadout was from when the agency was broken and we were using the SFOD, so I've updated a couple of my attachments now with a new loadout, and it's really good. I know not everybody's got the AUG fully leveled up or just wants to use the M16. It's also really strong, and I've got a new loadout for you that I've been using that's competing with the AUG in Warzone no problem. I got that for you right now. So here's the thing about the M16. It's really strong and really precise, and I've had no problem getting downs with it. Now watch this guy coming out of the helicopter right here. He jumps out, and this is a thing I find myself doing with the M16 all the time. Hitting guys with shots that I probably would never get with another gun. When people are moving like here, again, right? I can hit those moving targets, and the 3 burst just hits them so hard that you get the down, right? These guys running in, another guy flying in right here. I just found repeatedly over and over again in the same night when I was, using my new build that I'm going to bring you right now, that I had no problem getting guys when they were moving. Look at this guy jumping out of the tower. Again, knocked him. And I did that over and over with this build. It's really strong. It's very precise and very accurate. All these guys down there trying to hide from all these shots coming in have no idea where it's coming from. Super strong, right? Just kept, hitting them and blasting them. One more guy over here that was hiding, got him down. That's the thing with the M16. It's crazy strong. So I've been using the AK-47U with my M16. I'll bring a build for you on that. Plus I'm going to do an SMG shootout. I suspect the FFAR is probably going to get nerfed, so that'll likely be really relevant really soon. However, let me just show you my M16 build. But before I jump into that, I want to say thank you to everybody who's recently subbed to the channel. I appreciate all that love and support and the hilarious comments you guys leave in the comment section. So thanks for that, guys. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, consider subscribing because it really does help small content creators like myself. All right, let me show you my M16 build. All right, first and foremost, muzzle, agency silencer. Now that this thing is finally fixed and has been for a little while now, it's the silencer you want to use on every one of your guns, right? Sound suppression, vertical recoil control, bullet velocity, effective damage range. It's great. It's got tons of stuff, but I'll tell you a little bit more about it in a second. Now let's talk about the barrel. So for the barrel, I'm using the Strike Team, and it's the best barrel for both the AUG and the M16. And I'll show you a little bit of bullet velocity testing that I've done and something that I learned. So here's a bullet velocity chart for the M16, and it's pretty similar to the AUG, but let me show you something that's really interesting. So on the M16, it doesn't get quite as much bullet velocity from the Strike Team barrel as the AUG does. The AUG benefits 50%, we only get 34% on the M16, but the agency gives 27%. But here's the thing that I learned. If you add 34 and 27 together, it's 61%, and it should give you a total increase in bullet velocity of 967. But that's not what's happening. It's actually 1024, and that's because the attachments on the AUG and the M16 are multiplicative, not additive. This is additive, right? Where you do one from the base and then you add the other one on the base and then you just add the increases together and there you go. What multiplicative means is you take the 600 base, add your 34%, and it gets you to 805. That's what I tested here. And then the muzzle is a 27% increase on not the base, but the new higher muzzle velocity or barrel velocity. So what you get is 805 plus 27% gives you a 209% increase. So it's actually as much as the barrel gives for a 71% increase, not 61 and 1024. And as soon as you get over that magical 1000 mark, that's pretty well where every gun feels like it's hit scan. You just put your reticle on the guy and shoot and it hits. You can pretty well shoot this thing right across the map. And I mean, you're going to have some bullet drop right across the map. However, there's no damage drop off. So you're still going to hit with the full damage. And if even within 200 or 300 meters, this thing's going to feel like it's hit scan where the reticle on the guy, it drops and there's no bullet drop as the bullet flies. So the 15-9 Strike Team is absolutely the barrel you want to use. Now for the optic, I'm still using the Axial Arms 3X. I just love how the way the thing looks, and I'm using the green cross reticle, which I'll show you in a sec, or you can use the Vision Tech 2X if you don't want quite as much zoom. But this one still works really good for me. And I really love for the reticle, this green cross right here. I find it really accurate and easy to see when I'm shooting. If you haven't tried this reticle out, give it a try because it's really nice. Now for the Underbarrel, I originally said to use the SFOD, and it seemed like it was better, but I think they've changed these a little bit in the last few weeks. So the Field Agent is better. It's got better vertical and horizontal recoil control, and it's supposed to. That's what it says here on the screen, horizontal and vertical, where this just says horizontal and sprint moving speed. So for that tighter spread on the bullet when you're shooting, it's definitely better with this one. So for the ammunition, this is where the AUG and the M16 differ a little bit. So So I want to interrupt this video real quick with a late breaking update. In case you don't know, I generally film my videos in advance and then schedule them to release. So this video I filmed on Monday and is scheduled to release today on Thursday. However, on Tuesday, they just changed how magazines work. So I wanted to provide a quick update so you guys can have the best M16 that you can possibly have. So let me play the video and watch the ADS difference between the 3 different magazines. So you notice here, it gets progressively slower as you move down. And what I found with the ADSing, if you watch, so watch the 45 round drum right here. As I pull it across, you can see the gun starts to come up, and then the background zooms in, and then the scope sort of zooms in a little bit on its own. So what I found is the 45 round drum does it in about 300 milliseconds and is steady around 360. The Stenag 60 has about 100 millisecond penalty now over the 45 round drum, so it's 400 and 460. And then the Salvo 60 round fast, well, it's 150 millisecond penalty over the 45 round drum at 450 and 510. So what does that leave you with? Well, essentially, if you want a reload speed buff, which takes the 3-second reload on the 45 and the Stenag 60 down to 2 seconds because of the fast, you're going to pay 150 millisecond penalty on the ADS. So how you use the gun depends on which magazine you're going to choose because you're going to pay for it in that ADS penalty now. If you're carrying this as your primary short, medium, long range gun and you're using a support with like a sniper or a marksman rifle, you really want the fastest ADS you can get. So the 45 round drum would be what I would use. If you're carrying this as your medium, long range gun and you really like a fast reload, then you're going to want to run the Salvo 60 round fast. I think this is probably what I'm going to use when I'm carrying with an SMG or a shotgun, because I tend to find that the ADS speed matters less when I'm shooting at guys that are at a greater distance than me, as opposed to, really up close with an SMG where ADS speed really matters. On a medium long range gun, it doesn't matter quite as much. And if you want sort of in the middle, well, you can use this one here. It's only got 100 millisecond penalty with the Stenag 60, but there's no reload speed buff. So for me, I think I'd probably either run it with a 45 round drum or the Salvo 60 round fast, and I'd accept the ADS penalty of 150 milliseconds for that 1 second improvement in the reload speed. So depending on how you run your gun, you can choose either the 45 round or the 60 round Salvo fast. For me, I'm going to use the Salvo 60 round fast because I'm using the M16 and the AUG as my medium long range gun. All right, back to the regularly scheduled video. So I still prefer the 60 round fast mag over, even if it's got a slower ADS, I still prefer it for that faster reload. And this is how I'm running my M16 now with this setup, and it seems to be really strong, but I still need to know, why does it feel better than the AUG? So after all this gameplay, I'm trying to figure out, why does the M16 feel better to me? Why do I feel like I can get downs more consistently when guys are flying or driving or jumping out of a helicopter? So I jumped into Plunder and I did some back-to-back shooting at about 50 meters with both guns. And here's what I found. Let me fast forward it here a little bit. Here, have a look at the wall, and I colored the bullets in. Here's the AUG on the left, pretty well straight up, and then it goes over to the left and then over to the right, and then it goes over to the left and over to the right and over to the right. Now here's the M16. This explains it. Straight up, almost straight up, straight up, straight up. They're just completely vertical, the bullets. There's no horizontal movement at all. So the bullets are landing exactly where my reticle is pointed. Now they may be going up, but if I'm shooting a body shot, which we all tend to do, just sort of aim at the body, those other bullets are going to end up in the head, not beside the head or missing. And that's got to explain why the M16 felt more powerful and more precise when I was using it. Because it is, at range, it's more precise. There's no horizontal in the bullets at all. It's just vertical. So I feel like I actually prefer the M16 to the AUG. There's something about it when I'm actually using it that feels like I can get the down, especially when guys are moving. You saw some of those earlier clips, the helicopter, the guy in the car, when guys are flying in, I can get all the bullets and get the downs more reliably when I was actually using it. I know the AUG on paper is better. It's got higher bullet velocity. It's got a faster time to kill, but there's something about the M16. The bullet spread when you're shooting at long distance seems to be tighter, and I can get all 3 bullets in a guy, especially when they're moving, more reliably and get those weird downs when guys are moving around as they always are on the map. So give the M16 a try my build out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I've been having a lot of success with this, and do you find that it's better than the AUG, or do you think the AUG is better than the M16? Let me know what you think. I've just been really having a good time using the M16, and it's been really strong. So give me your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, if you don't see me in Warzone, if you don't see me in multiplayer, it's only a matter of time, baby. King James out.